you. I could have sued you for everything.
Greetings and salutations.
Boo! All right. Welcome to the dumpster fire that is what the hell happened this week. Where we talk about what the hell happened this week. Whatever caught my eye. Doesn't matter. Not a comprehensive news program. More like just me having some fun and looking around the interwebs at BS, man. Let me see. What have I gotten? Let's see. I had a good week. I'm not going to show you everything, but I got a few select items here. If you looked at my socials, as the kids say, I got a big wrestling shipment in, which is great because I was running out of videos for Wrestling Saturday Night. I've gotten Typhoon and Earthquake here. One quick observation on these two. Um, if you don't remember this tag team, these guys were the Natural Disasters. They were huge, but there was about 100-pound difference between them. And if you look carefully, they used the same body on both. Minor detail. Oh well. But really happy to get that one. Three Faces of Foley pack, Defining Moments Mankind. So I got all the Mick Foleys I could want, and Ultimate Debut Undertaker from the Amazon 2-pack, which Ringside Collectibles was selling separately. So I just said, "Ooh, I want that." So there's that. My desk is covered right now with maggots, and man, I'm telling you, there is a whole lot of funk. Uh, those have been here a while, but I need to put Terry back in his spot. Okay, got these from my local dollar store. They've been hanging around there for a while, but uh, Navy SEALs. I like that boat. That's cool. I'll dig it. Where's it? Okay, this was the one I really wanted. The UAB. This is really cool. I like this a whole lot. This is $6 each, mostly for the vehicle, but that's a little pricey for the vehicles. I mean, these guys are good background characters. Excuse me, man. My throat's a little dry, but anyway. Oops, I bumped the mic. Sorry. Also got in Universal Monsters: Bride of Frankenstein. Invisible Man is coming, supposedly. Story on that in a second. After I have Invisible Man, I've got them all. And I'm not a completionist most times, but Universal Monsters, I do love Universal Monsters, so I did want to get all of those. Jada Toys did a great job on all the ones I've gotten so far. From Hella Dope, I got Joker and Robin from the Batman 77 line. They were sold out of Batman, so I got Batman coming from another place too. Batgirl should also be here tomorrow, so that's going to be fun. So tomorrow's a big day. Before I get to that, I finally purchased the Batman 66 line, Batman, Robin, and the Batmobile, and they shipped it with the Invisible Man. and it's just stuck somewhere. And I've talked to Amazon customer service about this. They say, "Oh yeah, it'll be here." Yeah, they ran into a trouble. It will be there tomorrow, and I'm like, "Really?" Because other things I've ordered through Amazon have got here, and they go through the same route. So I don't have a lot of faith in that. I just want them to replace it. I mean, replace everything in the box and then just ship me new stuff. Because I got a feeling what's going to happen is it's going to be like, "Oh, sorry, we sold out," and then I'm going to be sitting here like, "God damn it!" But first world problems, right? Yeah. Anything else? I don't think there's anything else over here. My Roton, my $10 Roton's top keeps rolling off and falling over here, but anyhow, I'm kind of a little swamped. I got all my Marvel Zombie side games over here, trying to figure out how I'm going to do those videos, and what structure and how I'm going to unleash them all. Oh, but no, that wasn't everything. Got this in yesterday, and some of you might not realize this, and some of you may. But I got the 50th anniversary Arctic bat. Yes, there was an Arctic bat before classified. And you know what else? The really nifty thing? Let me show you. See the claw? It moves. Why can't classified do that? I mean, pretty simple, right? You can do it in 1/18 scale. Why can't you do it in 1/12? Hmm, a conundrum for another time. Let me see. What was I gonna? Oh yeah. So, streaming this week. I don't know if I'll have a guest. What I may do is an unboxing, but here's the problem with doing an unboxing is like all I got is a shitty camera, a shitty webcam that's on the that's on here. So I mean, Maggot looks bad anyway, but he still looks bad, and Vulcan is Vulcan, you know. Um, yeah, is Vulcan. So I'm not sure about that. It may end up that I just don't do a stream Tuesday. I don't know. My guest is kind of iffy on if they can do it or not. They got some things going on, but they have not given me a definitive answer. So I'm just kind of waiting. And God, I sound like a whiner, don't I? I'm not trying to sound like a whiner. It's just really want to have this guest on, but don't know if they'll be available. So I'm trying to make an alternate plan. Something came up, and they're not sure they're going to make it. They're not trying to whine about it. Okay. So anyway, I replay squad because nobody's watching again. Part of it is I don't have I may start putting this here. Last time I did a Sunday stream, it went really well. This time there's not a whole lot of people, but oh well, that's fine. Let's get to the slideshow. But this weekend too, I was really busy and I did not have time to stream any other time but now. I wanted to do it Friday, but something came up. Saturday got to be very chaotic. Today was really busy too, but I did get a clearing in the evening. So that's why we're doing it now. But without further ado, it's me. That idiot blows up your feed with dumb shit every day. That is me. Okay, I just thought this was funny because Taylor's like, oh, and I sent that to my wife. I really got that this morning, and I sent that to my wife, and she just looked at me with that like that. Um, I need to scoot my chair over a little bit because of almost all the stuff was in my way. And okay, so let's start off with this. Don't want to dox anybody. We'll just say it's Frank. This was on the display model behavior Facebook group. I asked Frank's permission to show this, and I was really impressed with it. Now you may be wondering, okay, why? I really just this really speaks to me as kind of a display because primarily this bottom section here, because you have RoboCop, Triple H, Stone Cold, I believe that's The Rock there, Gargoyles over here, Black Adam here, Defining Moment Sting. I mean, that really speaks to me. I just thought it was so awesome to have the wrestlers in RoboCop at the feet of Voltron. That just it made me happy, and I you know zoomed in on it a little bit here. Great pictures, great high quality pictures, by the way. Frank just did an awesome job with this. And I don't talk about displays very often, and when I see one like this that grabs me, because I just love the wrestlers at Voltron's feet. That just is a visual that I don't know. It's just funny. It's funny, but good in a good way. Uh, it's not something you expect. And I've long said that toy collectors and wrestling toy collectors, there seems to be a vast disconnect. When I see crossover like that, it just really catches my eye, and you know, I really enjoy it. So I wanted to make sure I shared that. I asked Frank's permission very publicly. I've actually asked it on this picture. I said, "Man, can I share this? Because I really think it's awesome." Hey, my fun. Hey, cool. I'm glad you caught me live. I may stick to this slot with this show because it's like a good lead into Chad. And I don't think I'm stepping on anybody here. That's been my problem. Is like I don't want to step on anybody. Plus, most people already have their audiences, and I don't want to. I can't take away from it, but anyway. So moving on. This is a comment. Again, not doxing anybody, but my local news station asked, "What's missing today that used to be regular?" And I'm like, this comment, I'm like, man, you, you just, you know, oh my fun. I love the replay squad. That's cool. That's perfectly fine, my man. And hey, Boba Hicks, how you doing? This was a sobering thought. MTV's debut date is closer in time to Pearl Harbor than today. Ouch. I'm old. Ouch. Thanks for that one. Ouch. Just ouch, man. AT&T had an outage, but I'm sitting there like, you know, excuse me, we're from the 1900s. We should be used to that. My son says, "Ouch for real." I know, man. I saw that. I was like, "Oh Jesus." Oh, that makes me feel so old. Hey, we found Waldo, but there's some bad news. Oops. I suppose that's the best way to find. That's the only way to find him. Beyonce has a new country song out. In other, in other words, your new political argument. In all seriousness, I this is so weird to me. Uh, you go, and I just said a comment. It's like, I heard it. I don't like it. Before 30 seconds are up, I've been accused of being in the Capitol building on January 6th. I'm like, dude, I just don't like a song. And I'm gonna hit on this again. That's the warm up, but of course, these things are happening lately. Same thing happened with Taylor Swift last week. But anyway, I saw this. I posted this a lot of places and said, this is like a bunch of toy collectors I know, and it is. It really is. Uh, Someday, son, this storage bin will all be yours, and yeah, clean it out. But I thought it was funny. I just instantly thought of that, and there's some videos I know of, and I try to avoid that myself. Let's not do the storage unit. Um, Thought about it one time. Glad I didn't. But some people are like, yeah, let's do that. Not for me. You don't like Beyonce, you might be a terrorist. Yes, indeed. That's what I'm saying. If you don't like Beyonce and Taylor Swift, you're a terrorist. There you go. That's true. And this is, of course, hi, most annoying person I've never encountered here. I noticed the post you wrote 3 seconds doesn't line up with every experience I've ever had. This is extremely harmful for me, the main character of the universe. My slides were supposed to go that way. I was wondering what happened there, but you know what I meant. Okay, now to toy stuff. Oh, wait. Mython. No lie, my mom sent that to me Facebook years ago. It turned out to be true. She had so much stuff on the reel. Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, my phone. Anyway, moving on to the toy news. We had Machina Labs has given us this view of the 1/18th scale overbite. We all know it's the Piranha. It looks fucking awesome. I love the rockets coming out of his chest here. Gave us a little better view of it today. It was still a concept, but look at that. That looks so sweet. And it's going to be Joe scale. So it's like, ooh, nice, nice, nice. I love it. Yes, to when Ace is the man. Now, when he put these the first picture up, people kind of went a little nuts and were like, "What do you mean you're shifting to 1/18 scale? What about all the stuff you've done so far?" And he never said that. You know, Ace tried to handle it the best he could. It got a little dicey, but they're going to do this both in what is mask? Is it like 1/24th? I mean, whatever the mask original scale is that he's been doing, you're going to do that, this in that scale, and in 1/18 scale. So I love that he's doing Machina in 1/18 scale. I think he's the reason Hasbro renewed the mask license copyright because they're afraid he's going to sweep it up and just run with it. And he would have every right to do so because he's the only guy doing anything with it. Well, that's not true. There's a couple others, but he's the main guy. Uh, there's been rumors that Super Seven's going to do mask line. I doubt they're going to do it 1/18 scale though. So there's no point in that. They're going to do 7-inch mask figures, which is pointless because mask is all about the vehicles. So I don't care for what Super 7 is going to do. Mondo Rogue. I want to talk about this for a second, not because I'm really interested in this line, but why in the hell is the X-Men Evolution head there? The one with the and a lot. I saw a lot of people were really confused by this because they were looking. And it's like, okay, she's got her big poofy hair, and you guys can't see my mouse. I'm sitting here pointing at all this shit. Sorry. They got her big poofy hair here, 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 here. But then this last head, and that is the X Men Evolution head. And it's funny because in that show, she never wore this outfit. So why is this included? It's really odd, odd thing. Hasbro is so stingy. They let the people with the passion and these licenses do the toys. I agree. I mean, I my thought is they could just let Ace have it and say, "Look, give us part of your what you make. Boom, we done." I mean, both Ace and Hasbro can make a ton of money, and there's no risk to Hasbro. That's kind of what they're doing with the O-ring Joes going to Super 7, and I kind of get it. At the same time, I don't get since I'm talking about it, I may as well go back a slide. At the same time, I don't get doing what am I trying to say? I know they keep saying they're gonna do vehicles. I can't imagine what they're gonna do. I know my buddy Chad, by the way, had a great live stream just now opening up the Battlehawk. I really loved it. It was really awesome. Um, I mean, and the Battlehawk is such a interesting off the wall vehicle, so it was cool. Uh, kind of like, kind of wish Bobby bought some Panther just because he could have. That was always the thing I've liked. It's like, man, he could have messed up Hasbro's day with that. I mean, he really could have. I mean, I'm sure there was a lot of other stuff we didn't even think about that was in that uh, copyright buy he did. I personally love that he's got Action Force because he's doing something with it, right? So back over here to Mondo. Again, I just don't get that. I don't get why they're adding in the X-Men Evolution head. I don't know. I mean, everything else on the figure looks fine. It's not my scale. It's you know, I mean, it looks good. It looks like it came out of the cartoon, but I like that they gave her, when she had Cyclops' optic blast and she couldn't control them. That's awesome. But I don't understand the X-Men Evolution head. I just don't. The one with short hair with the white in the front, in case you're wondering. Okay, but they did give Apocalypse Rogue's ass, so there is that. There, I mean, I'm not really interested in Apocalypse's ass, but some people might, and that would help. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say not my scale, just I don't like Mondo's prices, and I don't like that line. I'll say it that way. A pocket cake. uh, which made me want to put this in, boss. Why do you name your hard drive that ass? So that once a month my computer can ask me if I want to back that ass up. The fuck's wrong with you, Linda? Okay, so now I want to go over to toy habits for a second. So let me remove this for a second. See my ugly mug and go to, oops, not slides, but share screen and share. Okay, here we go. All right. So, of course, whoops, I did not mean to click on that. Sorry. There's a little delay there. All right. Um, I sometimes go to toy habits just because, when Chad had his video, everybody was running with that information, but we're not giving Chad credit. Toy habits did. So I kind of like that they gave him credit. But there was a couple I was wanting to touch on this. First up, um, oh, okay. First up, SDDC exclusive Shira from the cartoon series. Kind of cool. Hate that she's an SDCC exclusive, but that's interesting. I'm also going to have a Too Bad for Origins. I don't think he's part of the cartoon series. Um, rumor mill. I think this is a rumor. Evil In. That seems like an obvious one. I'm down for it. All right, so they have Stratos official images and pre-order. I am not feeling this one. I'm going to be honest. It's just not appealing to me. Merman, on the other hand, yeah. To me, Masters of the Universe is much more about the bad guys, and this is looking good. I like it. Of course, they're talking. Of course, we know Hasbro is going to have a Leap Day 2024 live stream with GI Joe. Presumably, these are going to go up, and Doc and Torch are probably the only two I'm going to get, but more Triclops, Clawful, um, maybe Unclawful. Um, the other ones that caught me though, Spikor and Webster. Was Webster ever in the cartoon? I don't remember him. In the cartoon. I'm rewatching the cartoon now, so it's like maybe. Maybe he was, and maybe I just missed it. But anyway. All right. Let me go over to the Joe stuff while we're over here, and I'll just click. Okay. So you would think they're thinking Ferret is going to be shown. Maybe. Um, Definitely not up for the Python Patrol. I mean Tiger Force. Not up for the SMS. Not up for the ninjas. I don't do ninjas past Storm Shadow. Um, I reluctantly give Snake Eyes a sword, and I don't really care for the Nog Eyed. So you know that's where I stand on that. Anyway, so I got a lot of Masterverse figures. I like the modernization. The new Attorney ones, yeah. I feel like into the figures I want from that line. I am too. I've got Man at Arms on the way, and that's it. I'm done. I'm done with Masterverse at that point. I was gonna get Ram Man, but then I saw that his legs were coming apart, and I was like, no, no, no. I'm uh, definitely not. I was super. Movie is a guilty pleasure of yours. I see it. It's not showing for some reason. There we go. Don't know what happened there. Sorry, Mython. But yeah, that's a good one. That is a good one. So anyway, remove that screen. I think StreamYard's having some trouble because things are not responding the way I like. Okay, so wrestling. Finally, Coliseum Collection is going to have the Hart Foundation. Um, they still can't get Bret Hart's face right, but I am going to buy this because I, the Hart Foundation is one of my favorite tag teams, and these guys are cool. These are decent versions of both of them. So even though they've just never been able to get Bret Hart's face right. I don't know why. Meanwhile, I didn't realize it. I just woke up, turned Peacock on. Elimination Chamber was on. So I watched it. Spoiler alert. Drew McIntyre won. So he faces Seth freaking Rollins at WrestleMania. So we know that WrestleMania. We know the WrestleMania main event. I'm just going to touch on it. I'm not going to really talk about it. The show was honestly boring. Uh, I have no idea why Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins had a segments in there. They didn't do much besides beat up God, what's that? Austin Theory. Yeah, they beat up Austin Theory, and that's really all they did. It made no sense. So we're going on to the Hasbro live stream. Right before it, Dan Young busted everybody's bubble about Deadpool figures. Won't be showing you MCU stuff. Hakuna Matata, it's still February. We still have fun later. So everybody was a little upset about that. But surprisingly to me, that's why I didn't stick on it too long because I know it's something that interests me and it interests a few people in the replay squad, but it's not something that people really gravitate to. And I mentioned earlier that there's like a big separation between toy collectors and wrestling. And I always, superheroes especially, I've never understood that because they seem to be in the same exact idea. Not maybe not today. Now they treat it like an athletic competition. But back in the day, when you had guys like, where'd they go? Well, I found Typhoon. Earthquake and Typhoon. I mean, when you had guys like that who were natural disasters and they just were very colorful characters, I don't understand why people didn't. If they gravitate to superheroes, why didn't they gravitate to that? But it's weird. But I live in a very funny part of the country that's about wrestling because wrestling was really big where I live. So I mean, it's cool. I appreciate the look of figures, but I buy some wrestling figures for custom, and that's cool, man. I mean, you don't have to love wrestling. That's fine. I just talk about it once in a while because I do like it. I do like the figures. I don't like modern wrestling very much. Cody Rhodes is my one exception. He's the only guy I like on the roster right now. Um, the rest I'm kind of meh. So no big deal. I mention it from time to time, but it's not a biggie. Anyhow, back to Legends. Okay, does Zabu build a figure wave? I was really surprised how well this was received. Um, I mean, obviously Wolfsbane. I didn't think Cable was going to get as well received as he was. Dark Winter seemed to win people over. I was like, wow, okay. I thought Kazar might. The funny part is, it does seem like both Superior Iron Man and Superior and Eternals Icarus didn't get as much uh, love as the others. Uh, I was really surprised by that though, because I really didn't think Dark Winter would go over. I thought Dark Winter was kind of lame. That's me. Hey, my thon. I love that Zabu, but I don't want any of those ML figures. I mean, I do want Cable just because I don't have a Cable, and I want Wolfsbane. I've come around to Red Widow, and that's the ones I've ordered. That's the ones I've put down. From Hella Dope. Those three. I was not gonna get Red Widow, and then I don't know. I was looking at the pictures. I was like, I don't hate this. I do like it. It's not a character I love, but at the same time, it's not a character I hate. So I can stand having a figure ever. That's not a bad idea. I mean, I like the Zabu. I mean, I think Kazar should be the build a figure and Zabu be a single figure. That would make more sense to me. No, it wouldn't make more sense. But I don't like Kazar. I like Zabu. So there you go. Moving along. But this was the big controversial thing. I did a whole video on this. I'm going to just touch on it here. Baron Zemu is getting done. Come on, slide. He wears a hood. Who else wears a hood? Cobra Commander. So the Hasbros went up in arms. It's been hilarious to watch. I've been laughing my head off. I'm not joining in the fights, but it's been so hilarious. But again, I was really surprised. I thought that Cable actually looks a little short to me. Maybe it's just a perspective thing. Um, and Wolfsbane looks kind of plain. Red Widow looks kind of plain too. A lot of people. I mean, I was really surprised how many people really loved Kazar. I was like, wow, okay. I thought, oh boy, so much drama. Yes, there is. It's. I find it hilarious. It's me. I find it hilarious. So that's just how I'm framing it. Um, Nerdzoic opened up with the Marvel Legends X-Men 97 Wave 2 live, and it was pretty good. He did a lot of talk about toy business and stuff later, but it was pretty good. He says that these are going to be shipping out May 1st or March 1st. My bad. Just thought I'd pass that along. I don't know if that's just him or if Helidope's gonna be doing that, or if, everybody's gonna be shipping out May 1st. I'm hearing these are already showing up at some stores, so which is kinda weird, but okay, but some stores are ignoring street dates, that's normal. So, we'll see what that means, but, he said they have a street date of, um, March 1st, but he decided, "I'm gonna open them anyway." And, okay, fine. But, Nerdzoic, Helidope, those are your sources for toys anyway, so Oh, yeah. Okay, you can go to BBTS if you like. I'm not going to tell you no. All right, but also in this, after all was said and done, Nerdzoic, then Entertainment Earth, then Big Bad Toy Store, then Hasbro Pulse, all the big stores are doing this thing where they're doing the Hulk Juggy Pack. I like the Colossus Juggy Pack. I like this pack. It's a good pack. It's a little overpriced, but it's still a good pack. I'm just confused as to why we're getting this re-release because it seems like there's a lot of re-release going on. We had Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man 1 year after it was released, and then Moon Knight, which was the same damn figure for as the last one. They did that twice with Moon Knight. It's like, why are they re-releasing figures they've already done? I don't understand. I'm confused by it, and it's really. I'm starting to think maybe it's because they've laid off designers and they're just like not giving a damn. That could be me. So I'm gonna touch on this. This is touchy because I'll be labeled a terrorist. Um. Anyway, X-Men '97. The rumors are apparently true. They made Morph non-binary. So I've got my Morph figure right here. There's Morph. Doesn't look non-binary to me. Looks male. And a lot of people have been saying, why'd they change his character when he was obviously male? Da da da. And other people are saying, oh well, he's a shapeshifter. He can change into a woman. Can he? Because here's the way I've always thought about shapeshifters: they change their shape. They don't change actual plumbing. I mean, I suppose they could if they needed to, but they don't have to, and they don't do it very often. Why would you? So, and again, I'm not trying to get too political on this, but at the same time, it got me thinking. And yesterday, then Michael from Retro Blasting shows up a good, great video about Madam Web and how the audience didn't show and how they're trying to cater to this imaginary audience. And I'm thinking, yeah, I mean, and he said, Michael says in it, take your letter, and you know what he means, and apply it. And this audience probably doesn't exist. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, a lot of people get into real politics in this, and I'm trying to avoid that. I got no problem with a non-binary character in the X-Men. I think that makes perfect freaking sense. What I don't think makes sense is to make a character who's been portrayed as male, who's been called he. And I mean, the other argument, well, it wasn't a thing back then, it is now. It's like, yeah, well, this is a cartoon based back then. So, it feels like they're trying to shove a, and I'm using my words very carefully because people get so crazy. I mean, I tried to say this on a Facebook page, and yeah, I got slammed hard. And I'm like looking at these people going, what do you think? But, you know, I mean, I do question why couldn't they do a new character? I mean, they could even more. Well, I mean, wasn't Morph dead at the end of X Men anyway? I mean, he only appeared in like 8 episodes. Um, I thought he died again. That was my impression. So, I mean, can't they just say it's a different character? I mean, mm. uh, I don't know. I don't understand why this has to change. Eh. But somebody said, "Oh yeah, characters never change." And I said, "Yeah, let's make Wolverine's claws and bones out of rubber. That makes sense." Like, well, there have been different Wolverines. Like, dude, you don't even know what you're talking about. Of course, there's been different versions of Wolverine, but it's not the same thing. Anyway, I didn't want to hit that too hard, but At the same time, you know, and then you get this exchange. It's like this was just so stupid. And this, by the way, this is real. It's like this was when Mystique was found to be was revealed to be Nightcrawler's dad, not his mom. And he says, "My 1,000 copies. Does this scare you? Not at all. Not in the slightest. Good, because we pirated that shit. There it is, right there. That sums it up. All right. So moving on, something a little more lighthearted. Toddy Mac is playing with himself again, and look at those goddamn arms, man. Jesus Christ, those arms kill me. Look at that. Oh my word. And then what's worse, he has swappable toes, swappable feet with toe articulation. With toe articulation. Uh, I'm sorry, I'm gonna go back. This spawn looks ridiculous. It's hilariously funny. But I this is horrible. He's got himself a lanyard. Let me check the chat. Mython. My favorite Juggernaut is the Marvel Select one, which is a beautiful figure. Scales perfectly with all my Marvel Legends X-Men. Yeah, it does. And Mython again. Yeah, I mean, no, this is an easy pass for me, but I had to point out those arms. It's just like, oh my god, and then those feet. It's like, look, I like to go barefoot, and he shows a sock. I'm trying, and you know, I have very low interest in McFarlane, but I see something like this, I got to point it out, and it's just like, okay, so I was wanting to show a couple of things here. Give me a second to share my screen again, and okay, share. So this is Big Bad Toy Store's daily deals. The McFarlane, speaking of McFarlane, the Princess Bride, Inigo Montoya, Dread Pirate Roberts, and Physics and Cloak are super freaking cheap, 70% off. In fact, if we go into the actual products page, all the figures are pretty cheap. Physics is 16 and um, Buttercup is 10. I mean, these are pretty darn cheap. So if you've been holding out on these Princess Bride figures, you might want to go and get them because they're going super cheap right now. In other news, so I've complained a little bit about the price on Loose Collector, but um, I broke down and I ordered the She figure. I just said I'm gonna give it a shot. I wanted that figure really bad. You have any joy choice? Not yet. I'm gonna pick up a few, but I'm gonna pick up that She just because I really love that comic when it was out, and I will give it a shot. And I know I'm probably gonna regret that purchase because it's gonna be pricey. Uh, $75 figure. I mean, I don't see a $75 worth of figure in that, but at the same time, it's been 20 years since we had a She figure. I'm gonna give it a try. All right. That's really all I had to cover. I'm was really intending to get out right about here, yeah. Just because, this is about the time Chad would be starting to go on in a few minutes. I did not know he was going to flip it around on me today, but that's all right. Um, he, yeah, ironically, he was off before I was on, so there's that. Generally keep this between a half hour to an hour and just go over some stuff. But anyway, my fun. Thank you for watching. Replay Squad. Thank you for watching. Um, I Vampirella, yeah, I like She better than Vampirella. That's the thing. I was a huge fan of that comic. I just thought it was really good. I didn't hate Vampirella, but I didn't love Vampirella. So that's where that came from. Anyway, I know what's happening Tuesday. Like I said, my guest may not be able to appear, so I may do surprise unboxings. They should be surprises because it's some cool stuff I'm getting in the next couple of days. So, either way, I hope to see you guys there. Anyway, thank you, Mython, for watching. Thank you, Squad, for watching. And take care. And I hope to see you soon. Until then, have a good one. Would be a boring world. That's what the classified fans want. A boring world. I'm joking. Joking, man. All right. Take care. Have a good day. Have an awesome day. I'm just going to do that. This chat's not streaming tonight.